guys, we're here from back to a new 1203 Barrett TV. And if you need the last one, go and check it out. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about how I watched Lilo and Stitch for the first time. And yeah, Lilo and Stitch is definitely a really good one. I can definitely say for sure. I really did enjoy Lilo and Stitch. Definitely a good movie. And yeah, this movie, I'm guessing it's still getting a live action remake. At least that's what I'm believing, that it's still getting a live action remake. And yeah, there was a scene in this movie that was actually cut due to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. No, for real. There was a scene. You know the whole chase scene with Gontu and them trying to rescue Lilo? Instead of the whole Sips, Lilo's sister and Dr. Jumbo was actually going to be, all of them were actually going to be in a plane, and they were going to be flying through a city. For real, go and check it out, though. There are clips online that show that, or talk about it, too. But yeah, apparently, if you think about it, the movie was released in 2002. Yeah. The movie was released in 2002, and the scene that was cut with the city, instead of, in the final movie where they're going through a beach, was going through the beach, and yeah, again, 2002, that was exactly 1 year after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, so you can kind of understand why they had to remove that scene in particular. And yeah, I can kind of understand that, though, right? I can definitely understand that. Obviously, the plane isn't going through the Empire State Buildings or anything, but going through tearing up buildings in general. And yeah, they were originally in a plane and going through a city, and how it was a year after the attacks happened that this movie released. So I can definitely understand why this scene was cut, and that whole segment was cut and had to be redone in particular. And again, there are pictures and stuff of the Lilo and Stitch live action. Right, that's why I mentioned that. I'm pretty sure it's still happening. And of course it happened or not necessarily a proper world of Lilo and Stitch. We have space, or deep space, in Birth by Sleep, which is, yes, it has Grand Councilwoman, Captain Gontu, Stitch and Jumbo, Dr. Jumbo in it, but it doesn't have Lilo. It doesn't feel like a proper Lilo and Stitch world, right? Because it doesn't have, yes, it has Lilo and Stitch characters, but it doesn't have Lilo in it. And you would think that it would have Lilo in it. So hopefully one day we'll get a proper Lilo and Stitch world. And of course, Stitch being a summon as well, and 2 and 3 as well. So yeah, hopefully in the future we can get a proper Lilo and Stitch world, right? Not just with deep space. But yeah, definitely a good movie, I can say, and definitely there's definitely a good reason why that whole scene in particular was cut, or had to be cut. A whole good reason why the scene had to be cut in particular, just because of the 9/11 attacks. And with the movie originally releasing 1 year after the attacks, I can kind of understand why Disney would have to remove that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Catch you next one.